welcome to the Friday edition of Chasing That Paper presented by Vegas Insider. Thank you to everyone who tuned into yesterday's show, the most watched show in the history of our little program here. So full disclosure before we get into it, feeling a little foggy here this morning. Like many of you out there, I used the season opener as an excuse to take a little trip to the liquor store, had a couple of drinks, might have had a couple of puffs there last night as well, but no worries, it is legal up here in Canada. It's kind of funny, actually. They sell weed right in the same place where they sell all the liquor. So a bit of a one-stop shop. They just need to put a sports book in there. Okay, so big show today. Both Iain MacMillan and Stephanie Smalls are with me. It is an all NFL show today. So we're going to bring in Iain right now. No, unfortunately, Iain and I combined to go just 1-3 with our Thursday night football picks. So we'll look to improve on that here for Sunday. Now, Iain, let's address something right off the bat here. I was on your Twitter feed last night, and you were gracious enough to to share a very revealing photo of yourself. We'll ask producer Tito to bring that up. There's Iain close to the television, and if you want to zoom in on Iain's calves there, take a close look here. So, yeah, I've been on the record before saying that Iain has the sexiest calves in the sports betting industry. I describe them as thunderous calf muscles. So, Iain, we got to ask, what is your secret here?
500 calf raises every morning, Joe. And I'm glad that you spotted that, because that was the purpose of me putting out that photo. It was a sneaky little thirst trap for my calves for the folks. So glad you enjoyed it. Glad the people enjoyed it.
A little bit of a thirst trap. We want people tuning in to Chasing That Paper thinking there's potential to maybe see a little bit of skin here. Are you wearing shorts right now, Iain?
I actually am, yes.
Oh, let's see what you got. Show us what you got.
Look at those.
Look at that. Iain was even professional and classy enough to put a pair of socks on. So we thank Iain very much for that. Okay, so big show today. We got 3 sides, 3 totals, 2 player props. Before we get into those, I will kindly ask you, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, give this video a like and make sure you are hitting the subscribe button so that you are subscribing to the Vegas Insider YouTube channel. All right, enough small talk. Let's get right into the action. We're going to start things off down in Miami, where my Miami Dolphins are hosting the New England Patriots. It is my favorite total bet of the weekend. I'm going to take under 46.5 for this game. All right, so let's get into it. Both of these teams are clock suckers. You heard me. They like to suck the clock. What do I mean by this? You should expect a high rushing play percentage. The 49ers ran it at the 4th highest percentage last season. Why is that important? Well, Mike McDaniel, the new coach of the Miami Dolphins, was the offensive coordinator for the 49ers last season. He will implement a similar offense in Miami. New England ran it at the 7th highest percentage. Serious red flags with this Patriots offense. We all know the story. By all accounts, this offense is a complete mess, with Matt Patricia, for some reason, being heavily involved. It wouldn't be shocking to see the Patriots struggle to reach the 20-point mark in this game. Maybe it's also too much to expect the Dolphins to come out absolutely flying in their first game. Some bright spots for each defense here. I think it's fair to say that each is in the top half of the league, with both finishing in the top half of the league last season in both points allowed and yards per play allowed. And make no mistake about it, Mac Jones cannot carry to his jock. He couldn't beat him out for position battle there at Alabama. You can't beat him in the NFL. Mac Jones, very bad on the road last year. 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So give me under 46.5. Yeah, baby, for the big game down in Miami. Iain, give us your first pick, buddy.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a favorite here. Going to lay some points on the Philadelphia Eagles against the Detroit Lions. Eagles -4 in this one, mainly because I'm going to fade this Hard Knocks bump. It seems like every single year, whatever team is on HBO Hard Knocks gets some love from the public. It kind of convinces them that they're actually going to be a good team, and I certainly don't think they are going to be. And yes, Dan Campbell might be a lovable character. He might be a leader of men, but is he a good football coach? I do not think so, Joe. And when you look at this team statistically last year, one of the worst in the NFL, 4th last and net yards per play at minus 0.75. So yeah, they had some backdoor covers, but that doesn't mean that they're all of a sudden going to be a good team this year. And I'm pretty high on the Eagles. I have high expectations for them this year. They had one of the best defenses in the NFL last year, I believe 7th in opponent yards per play. They didn't produce much of a pass rush, but getting Jordan Davis out of Georgia should help them in that area. And now you're giving Jalen Hurts all the weapons he needs to succeed. They got A.J. Brown. They got Zach Pascal as well, which is kind of flying underneath the radar as a great acquisition for them. So I'm a big believer in the Eagles this season, not so much the Lions. I'll lay the 4 points with Philadelphia in week 1.
Yeah, I agree with your analysis there. I like the Eagles in that game too. I like Amon-Ra St. Brown, though. Get him into your DFS lineups here for week 1. Okay, moving on. Another under bet that I like. It comes from this Browns-Panthers game. I'm going to take under 42. I think that this game has potential to be the ugliest game of the week. So both of these defenses pretty good. 2nd and 3rd in yards per play allowed in 2021. So both teams could have trouble getting the ball up and down the field. Expect a healthy dose of the run because that's where the talent is for both of these teams. And what does running the ball do? It moves the clock. Cleveland ran at the 6th highest percentage last season. That'll be even higher with Jacoby Brissett filling in at QB. I watched him a lot with the Dolphins last season. He was absolutely awful. And nobody knows Baker Mayfield better than the Browns. Throw that revenge game narrative out the window. I think that they can devise a game plan to limit any type of success that Mayfield could have. You know, he's going from playing behind a really good offensive line with the Browns to a team in the Panthers who allowed the highest QB pressure percentage in all of the NFL last season. So give me under 42 in that one. Ian, what do you have next?
I'm going to be looking at my favorite team, near and dear to my heart, the Atlanta Dirty Bird Falcons taking on the New Orleans Aints. Now, I'm not going to be brave enough to take them to win outright, though. I will take the 5.5 points on my Falcons, though. I don't think they are as bad of a team as people are saying. I'm even seeing a couple of media outlets, CBS, I think, specifically, ranked my poor Falcons 32nd in their preseason power rankings. How dare they? They're not going to be that bad. They have some talent on the team. They have pass catchers. Kyle Pitts, obviously one of the best young tight ends in the NFL. They have Drake London. They have Bryan Edwards, which was a sneaky good pickup in the offseason. And then on the other side of the ball, A.J. Terrell's already established himself as one of the best corners in the NFL. And then they went out and got Casey Hayward to lock down the other side of the field. So Falcons, not going to be a good team for sure, but probably not going to be as bad as some people think they will be. And there are a lot of question marks surrounding the Saints. Enough question marks to make me not want to lay 5.5 points on them on the road in a divisional matchup in week 1. They have a new head coach for the first time since 2007 with Dennis Allen. Jameis Winston is their quarterback, who looked all right before he got hurt last year, but let's be honest, it's still Jameis Winston. And finally, Marcus Mariota was one of the strongest preseason performers. So yes, I know it's preseason. It doesn't really mean a whole lot. But I like what I saw from Marcus Mariota. He looked pretty good, and he had some flashes of greatness when he was with the Titans. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Falcons and the points here in week 1.
All right, Ian, I'm going to go the other way on that one. I went with the Saints to cover the spread. Of course, I have their money line on an Asshole parlay. I think they have a gigantic defensive advantage in that game. Okay, moving on. My final totals play for Sunday here. Super sexy game on Sunday night, deep in the heart of Texas. In Dallas, Tom Brady and the Bucs in town. This game has a total of 50.5. Boom! I like the over. So we all know the storyline here with the offensive lines, each team having some issues. But to borrow a line from Ian, I'm going to underreact to that news. So check out the stats from last season. These teams finished first and second in scoring, 30.4 points per game for Dallas, 29.9 for Tampa. Dallas at home, the offense was incredible, 34.3 points per game. 4 separate times in a home game, Dallas and the opponent combined to score 60 or more points. Dak Prescott much better at home. For home games average 56.44 points. And the ball will be moving and the clock will be stopping. What do I mean by this? Tampa Bay easily led the NFL in passing play percentage last season. Dallas was barely outside the top 10. These teams were first and fourth in passing plays of 20-plus yards. Big chunks of yards in a small amount of time. This is a great pairing for a high-scoring game in Dallas on Sunday night. Ian, bring it home for us, baby. Your final spread pick. for Sunday?
Yeah, another underdog pick here. Now, I will admit I got a bad line on this team. I got Cardinals plus 4.5. It's up to 5.5 now, so I like it even more against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs, I think people are already forgetting how bad of a defense they had last year. For example, 28th in opponent yards per play, 30th in opponent yards per carry, 22nd in third down defense, 26th in opponent yards per pass attempt, 31st, second last in sack percentage. This is truly one of the worst defenses in the entire NFL. And the issue is, whenever someone thinks about the Chiefs, all they think about is Patrick Mahomes, which is fair enough, but there are a couple of question marks surrounding this offense now, most notably with Tyreek Hill gone. Can Juju Smith-Schuster replace him? Is Sky Moore going to emerge as a potential receiver and top target for him? I'm not too sure. We'll have to wait and find out. Of course, he will be throwing quite a bit to Travis Kelce, but that's not going to be enough to replicate the offensive success that this team has had the past couple of years. And finally, we know this already, the Cardinals start strong every single year. It seems like week 5 and week 6, Kyler Murray is the MVP favorite. They falter as the year goes on. Is that Kyler Murray's fault because Call of Duty comes out and he turns his attention to video games? Is it Cliff Kingsbury's fault? I do not know, but what I do know is that they always start strong, so I will bank on them covering the spread in week 1 at home against the Chiefs.
Yeah, Ian, I hate to say it, but I went against you on that one as well. I took the Chiefs minus 4.5. I think that this is the year that the wheels absolutely fall off for the Arizona Cardinals. That's not one of my favorite plays of the week, but I guess that would be more of a lean on the Chiefs for me. But take a look at the Cardinals' schedule here in 2022. It is an absolute disaster, and they really struggle without DeAndre Hopkins in the lineup last season. Okay, so that's it for sides and totals. Now it is time to get into some player props. So we will bring in our girl, Stephanie Smalls. She's going to be with us each and every Friday here on Chasing That Paper. She will be our player props expert. Look at her there representing her New York Giants. And she confided in us that before coming on the air, she too is feeling a little foggy here this morning. So Smalls, what's the deal? What is going on?
Yes, my advice to everyone is do not have your wedding rehearsal and rehearsal dinner the kickoff of the NFL season. Struggling a little bit here, but still have some nice props for everyone.
Are these football people that held this reception dinner, rehearsal dinner?
They are. They're coming out to Renegade. They're huge Steelers fans. So I guess maybe if it was a Steelers game, things would have been different. So next time, hopefully no one is going to do this on the kickoff.
Absolutely. Okay, well, maybe they got a deal on the venue or something like that. Okay, so let's get into some player prop action here, Smalls. You have 2 favorites on your radar, so start us off.
Yep, so wouldn't be on brand if I didn't start off player prop season with a Vikings prop. I like Justin Jefferson over 6.5 receptions, minus 105. We at last get to see what we deserve, and that's Justin Jefferson under his first offensive-minded coach in Kevin O'Connell. Jefferson averaged just shy of this number per game last season. JJ will face Green Bay cornerback Eric Stokes, who he faced last week 11 of the 2021 season. That game, he had 8 receptions for 169 yards and 2 touchdowns. I think this is a statement game for the Vikings. I know Joe and I have been talking about them nonstop. I think O'Connell is going to show us just how sexy this offense can be. Give me JJ over 6.5 receptions at minus 105.
Yeah, Smalls, we got to put our money where our mouth is, right? We've been waxing poetic about the Vikings here all preseason. I took them plus 1.5 against Green Bay. Ian, how do you see that game playing out?
Vikings money line, baby!
All right, big Vikings fans here in the show, so, they're going to lose 30-13 probably. Okay, Smalls, what is your final player prop here that you like on Sunday?
Yes, everyone on Catching That Paper will learn that I am an absolute glutton for a plus money interception prop, especially if it is with Ryan Tannehill. I like Ryan Tannehill over half an interception thrown, plus 135. Well, in hindsight, I probably could have picked a better shirt before giving you guys this prop because he is facing my New York Giants. I don't care. Ryan Tannehill only threw 3 less interceptions than the leader last year. The Giants do have Xavier McKinney, who I think is going to continue to be a beast and be a problem for any team that faces the New York Giants. He tied for the 4th most interceptions last season. Tannehill also lost A.J. Brown, which we are all acting like is not a big deal. It is a big deal. And the Giants are going to need to make big plays on defense while their offense figures out what the hell their identity is. So give me Ryan Tannehill to throw at least an interception. Maybe he'll throw 2 for plus 135.
Yeah, Ryan Tannehill there had a rough season last season, especially that playoff performance versus the Bengals. I think he could find himself on the hot seat here with Malik Willis, a sexy backup breathing down his neck. So there you have it, guys. 8 picks in about, 14 minutes? That's pretty good, guys. That might be a record for us here on Chasing That Paper. So if you're looking for a place to place these bets, I might have the sports book for you. Vegas Insider has teamed up with Fubo to offer new users an amazing welcome offer. Fubo Sportsbook is offering an exclusive promo consisting of a $1,000 risk-free bet and a free month of Fubo TV. Users must use the code VIBONUS, that's VIBONUS, all one word, at sign up and be located in a legal betting state where Fubo is licensed. This is for new users only, and full terms and conditions apply. There you have it, Fubo. Taking a quick look at the live chat here on YouTube. We have someone putting in some comments. 69mega.com. Tired of being alone? We'll help you. I don't know if that's a spam account or somebody being sincere looking to help out the viewers, but if you are tired of being alone, you can hit up 69mega.com looking to help people out there. Okay, so guys, let's touch on this game from last night. The Rams, that was a well-rounded, flat-out pathetic performance in pretty much every area of the game. Maybe the worst performance in a season opening or by a defending champion ever. Nothing else really comes to mind for me. You know, Matt Stafford was bad. Allen Robinson was completely invisible. Jalen Ramsey got totally embarrassed. The offensive play calling questionable at best. So what do we think, Ian? Sign of things to come? Maybe a bit of a Super Bowl hangover, or do they return to being an elite NFL football team?
Yeah, I'm not too concerned. I think they will round back into form. Let's not forget this Rams team lost 31-10 to the San Francisco 49ers at one point last season. They went on to win the Super Bowl. So, and also they played against the Bills, who are, a lot of people in the odds would say are the best team in the NFL. So no, I'm not concerned. It's a long season and it's the first game of the season. They're going to, iron out any wrinkles on the team. The defense was a little bit concerning, but they were going up against the MVP favorite, Josh Allen. So I am not concerned. A lot of football left to be played, and that was just a typical Matt Stafford game. He's going to have a couple of those games each season. It's just going to happen. He did last year. He'll have a couple more of those games this year. But no, I'm not concerned.
That was Smalls. Cause for concern for the Rams? What do you think?
Yeah, I am a little bit concerned. I'm confident the Rams are going to make adjustments and still be a powerhouse, but they are in the NFC, so I don't know how much that is really saying. Ramsey's performance was beyond something else, and good Lord, that offensive line looked absolutely atrocious. They replaced 2 starters on their offensive front this offseason. It quite certainly showed. Stafford was sacked 6 times for a loss of 43 yards just in the first 3 quarters. And 6 sacks is the most the Rams have ever allowed under Sean McVay. And then they went on to allow another sack. Their rushing game is what did not look good. Probably came from the O-line play. They've got some things to figure out over there. I'm concerned about that elbow, and Rams fans came for my throat. But I don't think Matt Stafford, regardless of the O-line play, looked like Matt Stafford. And I think that after the surgery, if he's going to be passing the ball that much, by week 10, they might find Stafford crumbling a little bit, and we know how Stafford can get. So I'm definitely worried. I don't know that I would feel super confident if I had a Super Bowl ticket on them right now.
Yeah, Matt Stafford, he kind of gets a pass, doesn't he? This guy has some stretches of some god-awful games. Look at his game logs from last season. A lot of interceptions. So big picture, yeah, I don't know. The Rams did get quite lucky last season. People forget that they probably shouldn't have got to the Super Bowl. That dropped interception by, who was it, Tarts by the 49ers. Probably punched the Rams ticket to getting in to the Super Bowl. But I'll tell you what I do like. I don't know about the big picture, but I absolutely love the Rams next week versus the Falcons. They're minus 13 right now. I am all over that. I love betting good teams off an embarrassing loss versus a bad team. And generally, pretty good after a loss under Sean McVay. I invite you to look into that. Okay, so we have come to the time of the show where it is time for our viewers to weigh in with some of their favorite bets for tonight and for the weekend. So we'll ask producer Tito to rip a few of these tweets up that came in this morning. Nick's picks. Okay, Joe, I know how much you love trends. Absolutely. Stunning. Dane Dunning. Yes, sir. Is 11-2 as a +1.5 underdog this year at home. Okay, the Rangers are 21-13, +1.5 as a home dog in 2020. Toronto just 21-30, covering as road favorites. Yeah, I don't mind that. I'm not going to bet against my Blue Jays. Ian will tell you this as well. We're both big Blue Jays fans. The Blue Jays have a lot of letdown games this season. They lose a lot of games that they shouldn't. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see stunning Dane Dunning and the Rangers keep that one close. What do you got next, Tito? All right. It looks like Steve_46. Steve with the 3, though, instead of the E. Getting very creative.
Ooh.
I recognize this guy from the world of Twitter. So might not be mind-blowing, but Jags to cover and a money line play seem to be the bet a lot of people are overlooking just based on the Jags last year under Meyer. The D has improved and they beat Wentz last year. You know, I kind of agree with them. I think this is a good spot for Trevor Lawrence, too, to get off to a good start this season. No Chase Young, of course, for the Washington football team. I refuse to call them the Commanders. Ian, any thoughts on this game? What was your pick for it?
Yeah, I'm on the Jags. I got it at +3 before it went down to 2.5. Money line scares me a little bit because it's just two bad teams, so you never really know what's going to happen. But I think Washington is going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year, so I will not be laying points with Washington pretty much all year. So yeah, I like the Jags to cover at least.
Yeah, imagine being a Washington football team fan. Like, that's pretty bad on its own, but then your team brings in Carson Wentz to be your starting quarterback. Okay, moving on. What else do we have here from the CTP crew? Tito, Sean Mitchelson. Sean's given us a couple winners so far. A big Arizona Diamondbacks first 5 better. He's hit a couple of those for us. He's looking at this San Francisco-Chicago under 40.5. I see both of these offenses struggling to put up points. Lance has not looked great, and Fields is stuck behind a horrible offensive line. That's true. He's got no one to throw to. I'm kind of looking at the Chicago Bears team total under 16.5. Smalls, what do you think of Trey Lance here coming into the season, and specifically this matchup with the Bears?
Yeah, very inexperienced signal caller who has a lot of upside with those legs, but he also has a lot of volatility. Takes a lot of risks. One of the reasons why the 49ers drafted him. But he also had 11 interceptable passes in the 2 games he played, and I just found a plus money half an interception prop on him for +130. That would be a smash for me. I think he does struggle. I think that this game could very well go over. It also could turn into a shit show and fly far over this number. But Lance, he is inexperienced, and then, you know, at least Fields has had that experience. Lance is going to struggle a little bit, I think.
All right, there you have it. Another player prop I like for that game. I like Fields to rush for over 33.5 yards. He ran for over 100 yards versus the 49ers in the game last season. He's going to be absolutely running for his life in this game. Yeah. So look into that one if you want to tail it. Okay, we're winding down here a little bit. Once again, I will remind you, if you're watching on YouTube right now, please give this video a like and please hit the subscription button for the Vegas Insider YouTube page. So a lot coming up here at Vegas Insider. Twitter Spaces on Sunday morning before kickoff. I think that goes off an hour before kickoff, so at noon Eastern. So make sure you're following Vegas Insider on Twitter. Down to the Wire with Kevin Rogers at 6 p.m. A very special guest joining Kevin this evening. That special guest is me, your boy. We're going to be discussing our picks for the Circa Millions and the Westgate Super Contest this weekend. And a note here from my production assistant. Okay, our very own Stephanie Smalls will be singing the national anthem this Saturday at the Florida State Monster Truck Rally. This is Stephanie's first big break in her music career, so if you're in the Tallahassee area, be sure to head to the Monster Truck Rally to show Stephanie some support. Stephanie, I never knew you were a singer. We will wish you good luck at the Monster Truck Rally. If you're in Tallahassee, be sure to check her out. Okay, guys, anything to plug for your other jobs, your day jobs? Ian, what can some of our viewers look forward to from you?
Yeah, I might be 0-1 on my road to 272 bets after the Rams loss, but I think I get a mulligan. I think the Queen's death yesterday kind of threw off my pick and threw off my vibe. So calling a mulligan yesterday. If you want my other 15 picks for week 1, download the latest episode of the Bacon Bets podcast. I break down all 16 picks. Just fast forward through the first 2 minutes when I give out my Rams pick. Because like I said, I think I get a mulligan. As a Canadian, I think I deserve that as part of the monarchy.
Yeah, we'll give it to you. I was quite rattled by that as well. That is my excuse, and that is my excuse for my baseball picks being pretty bad for the past week or so as well. Okay, Smalls, what do you have going on?
Yeah, you guys can find all my stuff at Champions Round. Download the app, fun game modes, new stuff going on over there, easy ways to win some money because you don't have to have a perfect parlay. Smalls Talks Balls is back next week, so keep an eye out for that. Other than that, I'm here on Vegas Insider.
Yeah, there you have it, guys. 8 total picks. Talking a little Rams. Stephanie at the Monster Truck Rally here Saturday, singing the national anthem. I'm sure she's very nervous, so she's got all of our support. All right, so in and out 25 minutes. Good luck with your picks tonight. Good luck with your picks this weekend, unless you're fading us. And as always, keep chasing that paper. Woo!